So this is PypeServer Lyte. This is the interface that DILFO has at manual cut stations as well as a Tiger stop. This interface also integrates with RMT, Tiger saws, Kentucky gauges, and razor gauges, and any manual cutting, bandsaws, chop saws, snap cutters, you name it. We give a couple different options. I'm going to go to DILFO's account, and we have the project here. I will simply select this, import cut list. You can see that it brought in 35 parts. I hit OK, and the first thing it's going to do is prompt me to load my stock. It's going to say, what length of pipe are we currently working with? Well, we can put 252 as our single random. That would be our, set of truth. But say, for instance, our shop has a scrap pile. Those scrap piles can be ever growing, but let's put them to work here. And what we have the ability to do is say, hey, we have a piece that's 36.5 inches. And if you're doing heat number tracking, we can go ahead and throw that number in right there. Then we could say, hey, we have another piece that's 96 inches and it has this heat number to it. And then after that, it's going to go to the stock, our standard stock length of 252. We hit OK. And what the system is going to do is utilize a nesting algorithm to basically pack in that first stick of pipe with as many cuts as it possibly can. So you can see right up here, we have 3.5 feet of a piece of pipe. Here's the rendering of the pipe down below. And we have our current part and our next part that's in the queue. If you're utilizing a manual cutting station, I do not have a Tiger stop right here, but manual cutting, it would just say, go ahead and measure. It will tell the guys to pull their tape to this length. They make the cut. And then in the background, it is printing a label. That label was customized with all the data that was pulled directly from DILFO's project. Project name, type, part, length, heat number, so on. That is customizable. I can go into that in a second. Let me just clear some of this out and make cuts. You can see that it prompts us to make the next one. It's identifying the last part here, the current part, and now it's even printing a scrap label that's a 1/2 inch. Within our system, we give you the ability to not only customize your cut labels, but also scrap parts so that if there's any pieces that are a little bit smaller that can be reused, you can put a label on them to keep track of the heat numbers and keep the guys in the shop from guessing what they have on hand. When it comes to our labels, we again go back to the Revit aspect. With data mapping, we allocate model properties to PypeServer properties and then allow our users to add text, barcodes, QR codes, custom fields, and it's just drag and drop. And if you don't like it, you can simply just move it to the side or delete it. You can have multiple templates. During implementation, we hold our partners' hands and to making sure they have the templates that they want, and obviously they can have more than one. When it comes to the scrap labels, you can customize that as well. I have a real basic one that says return to stock, outer diameter, material type, length, and then heat number. And if I were to test print this, it should populate right here. So it's returning to stock. There's our OD, our length, material, and the heat number that I put in. So keeping track of all that information is key, especially when those heat numbers get cut off, because if anything were to happen, catastrophic failure, you want to be able to go back to your PVF provider and say, hey, this is a batch that had a failure to it. Within PypeServer, we have the ability to cut across multiple cut plans. So I can combine cut plans, I can create new ones, I can add new parts, I can edit parts, I can mark things part as cut, and then I can even add defects into the pipe, which will allow us to say, hey, we're 15 inches in and it's 2 inches long. We can hit OK, and then it will add the defect directly to it and then make the adjustment to the pipe. So this way we can pack in as many cuts before the defect. And once again, that's utilizing a nesting algorithm to make that happen. Also within our settings, you do have the ability to add head cuts and trim cuts. If you're doing it with a Tiger stop or Tiger saw, they're here. You can add trim cuts, head cuts. You have the ability, if you're doing fire protection, to put the waste in the middle, because our PVF wholesalers, and when you buy groove pipe from them, You want to make sure that that groove stays at the width pipe so you can actually nest the scrap to be in the middle. So this way you're not cutting off that groove. When it comes to the tiger stop, we have a whole bunch of configurations that we do. Once again, we hold your hand. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes to get someone up and running.